Oh, where you watch? Look where you watch. Know where you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan, Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV said that. Boom!
A big sound, a play a big tune.
Jah holy Emmanuel, I boy. Jah Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I see, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every...
Blow, Mr. Gargan, blow. Blow till me dance up me toe.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.
That now go up again for mainstream media, them not good, whether they clean or whatever. No, pay crap them go on and do. And come out with and do some little shit when don't make no sense. But anything like this, they cover it up and try to sweep it under the carpet and things like that.
I can say that when the students did their mock exam this year was the first time I even met some of them, because I don't know them, because they never get the opportunity to come to class.
Deliver me from my enemy, my God. Set me an eye from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity. Save me from the bloodthirsty men. For behold, they lie and wait for my soul. The mighty gather themselves together against me, not for my disobedience, not for my sin, Lord. I have done no wrong, yet they are ready to attack me. Rise up, behold, and help me. You, Lord God of armor, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish the nation. Show no mercy to the wicked, traitor, sealer. They return at evening, howling like dogs, and prowl around the city. Behold, they spat with their mouth, so they are in their lips, for they say, Who art us? But you, Lord, laugh at them, you scruff of all the nation. O my strength, I wish for you, for God is my high tower. My God will go before me with his loving kindness. God will let me look at my enemy in triumph. Don't kill them, or my people may forget. Scatter them by their power, and bring them down, Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them be catched in their pride. For the curses and lie which they utter, consume them in wrath, consume them, and they will be no more. Let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth. Selah. At evening let them return, let them howl like a dog, and go around the city. They shall wander up and down for food, and wait all night, if they ain't satisfied. But I will sing of your strength, yes, I will sing aloud of your loving kindness in the morning. For you have been my high tower, a refuge in the day of my distress. To you, my strength, I will sing praises, for God is my high tower, the God of my mercy, Selah. Up and running, up and gunning. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV, Keith Gargan, Cassava, mind over matter. Up and running. Yeah, man. Right about now, the one is kind of funny and hot, but it's like reality anyway. Because we see a teacher come out the other day, a lot of things are going on the school ground. And it's like, people are saying this woman is a warrior worker. And some people say she's a mad woman. or thing like that, because you have now. She come out on the school ground early in the morning, and the kids them come there so see her and a video and things like that, because she cut off her forehead. She have candle, Bible, and also some powder, white substance or something like that. And everybody straight say, well then, because early in the morning now, everybody kind of get scared what she do, And, people run up and down and things like that. Or somebody, the kids them take with themselves, because them they from a distant, a video, And then, we are say what's going on, Rate and Lele, but, it's come out. That was a cry for attention, really, because sometimes, when you have a pipe and the pressure really high, the pressure on the pipe go bust, and at that, because this is what I say, the government, from a longer time, the government really treat the teacher them right, and that's why them a migrate and I leave the school like that. So now we get to the truth of it, because PD, TV, get involved and get hold of the woman anyway and give her a good interview with all our non-mainstream media. Gonna take time to do that. All them want is something to grab. That's why I say mainstream media Jamaica is no good, Although some media running, but the real people who do the real thing are the bloggers them, and them should be ashamed of themselves. Because anyway, Partner Draw TV get to the bottom of it, and when the woman do this interview, you can hear where she come from. The woman and no mother or nothing like that. The woman just cry out for help because you up now. She said from October she not get no pay, and she alone, a lot of them, But she couldn't take it no more, so she would try some type of scenery, and that's why people say she mad, because she come and cut off all head, cut off all head and have her Bible, light her candle, so that it seems to be like a real somebody who works some type of within so-called hobby or something. People don't have no more thing to say beside something like that, because a scary thing that, but she a crowd for help. But anyway, now we kind of get to know and what's really happening, because she live for ITAP, for a teacher, very dedicated teacher too, because she was in England a teach for a while, and then she come back, because it's not everybody really, because she is an independent lady anyway. So, from October she don't get no pay, and we are here about this them thing, but I'm here to say the school system in Jamaica, the government now do nothing about, and them say they want to, that should be the first priority where them look into, and see that the youth them get education and things like that. That is the norm of the thing. And from long time, a lot of shit are going at the school. And that's why the school kill them so, out of order right now, and wanna kill people, or beat up people, and we can see what going at the school and things like that. But anyway, back to this lady, you know what I mean? She's very she named Felika Hunter, Miss Felika Hunter, teacher. And she do a good job, but when you go work, and you talk about from October, you're not getting a pay. Not she alone, You're talking about 8 months, And this is not the first time we hear about them things that our teacher not get paid. Them Anglican teacher, them like dog. All this woman named Favor Williams. I don't know what kind of job she do. And them, the government have time for do some fuckery. A thief money, a chop money, and a fat up themselves and things like that. They don't give a shit about the other people them. They don't feel so education is the key. So that should be the number one priority for the government. To eat that these people look after. Else you will find them a run away, go America and Canada and elsewhere go teach. Because people want them service. And it's a bad situation, we see. But when everything come up now, and Andrew, that's why I say, me have to say, well then, Partner Draw TV, him can have him fault, and sometimes he say, but me not really back people on certain level. You see, when people do a good job and get to the heart of the matter, because I see him do that over and over and over, and this was an interested interview with this lady. Can find her and get to the bottom of it, when no mainstream media don't do. If I them alone, this woman not dead and nobody don't know what go on. Because this is like when I put it on the back burner. And you come on interview and a lot of things go on. And right now, in the end of the day, them come to agreement now, she'll get paid sooner than later now. So it was a good interview and a good little story overall, because she's not a mad woman. She was a woman who care. And, I want to listen to this interview. And them think I'm like to really recap. So I recap it in my own way. It's a very serious situation, sticky situation. Yeah, man. Because all them expect people to live. Teaching kids, our stressful thing, everybody know that, Especially, yeah, everybody know that. And I'm gonna pay, pay people for 8 months, pay them from October. And the people still got to work and things like that. And as I'm saying, it's not she alone. But when we hear the true story of her interview and see what we really talk about and say, well, then you can make. Anyway, at the end of the day, well, Andrew interview her, boom, boom. And in the end of the day, he start to call upon the people them to make sure have some money. And believe you me, money start to pour in. So that was a good thing. Which mainstream you got did that. So we have to big up bloggers who do a good job and good work. You know what I mean? Can't go wrong that with me. As me say, me no care of nobody sexual preferences or whatever. People are people. But when it come to certain things and them do the right thing, you have to big them up. Yeah man, and that me I do. So me have to recap this. So people can look on this whole thing and see what they think about it and get the real true story of this matter. Because the people them check say well and she mad, and behind closed door, if Andrew never go look for her and give her this interview, them wouldn't know what go on. Because see the government send people go there to bother her up, take her out by force and carry her to a doctor. This is not China country or something like that, or in the old time days. This is Jamaica. Or can you force the woman of carry go see doctor? You can't come do them things there. And in the end of the day, the woman never really apply to it. They try, ring up her hand, mash up her bathroom door because she go in the bathroom and lock herself in, and she then they leak out. Why you see, well, all the pictures them is there anyway. So you see, it's a thing will come out and a true story will come out to light. And I think now the government supposed to have shiver in themselves because we open up a can of worm, right? Because this was so sad, people. Very sad, you know what I mean? And boy, oh boy, believe you me. No, sir. It grieved me if you see this, But as I'm saying, it come to a little bit of closure because she get the interview. Over 9,000 people watch her live. That now go up again for mainstream media. Them not good, whether they clean or whatever. No. Pay crap them go on and do. And come out with and do some little shit when it don't make no sense. But anything like this, they cover it up and try to sweep it under the carpet and things like that. So big up PDTV again. You know what I mean? With that. Because this is a good interview. Good investigation, good look, good everything, people. So I like it. So all I'm going to say right now, I just want to listen to the interview and take on the thoughts from that. And, leave a comments and just see what I think about the whole lead up to this. But anyway, the big part of me see first is her in the schoolyard. Come see that video. And, she do a little antics, but she seek attention. And that she have to do. And if she never do that, it will not come out like this. So bigger up, bigger up for that. Big up Miss Hunter for that, because she's a dedicated teacher. And if she never do that, cut her forehead, have a Bible, light candle, boom, boom, have some white substance of powder, and people run up and down. But that get her the attention. Because when we see that though, then I just go look for her and find her. So that this is good journalism. Very good. I respect that. So anyway, without no further ado, we listen to this interview and we can get a more details of what's really going on. You know what I mean? So here goes. Boom.
I went there in a little time after 2 today and I reached back quickly for class. So I found Miss Felika Hunter. I don't know what Miss Hunter was doing in the class, in the school yesterday. So I say, let we carry Miss Hunter in front of Partner Draw TV. And Miss Hunter has decided Jamaica to speak to us tonight.
All right, you hear me now?
Yes, Miss Hunter, good night.
Good night.
So tell us, who is Miss Felika Hunter?
All right, so basically, I am a mathematics specialist. I have been in the field for 9 years.
So you have been a teacher for 9 years. So how long have you been teaching at the Sydney Pagan High School?
Since last October.
From 2023, October 2023, you have been with Sydney Pagan. What has been your experience teaching at Sydney Pagan High School?
When I just started, right, I was given a timetable, and the timetable I was given, it was a full timetable. However, I was told that there is some students in sixth form who would like to do math, but they do not have a teacher because they weren't placed on anyone's timetable. At first, I thought they were doing maybe add maths or pure maths or something, but then I realized that these students would be doing CSEC math. They asked me if I could take the class, and I took the classes. Well, the class, right? So all of my free sessions were taken. So the free sessions that I have on a Tuesday and the free sessions that I have on a Friday, they were taken to facilitate these students.
Yes.
All right. So starting off with the students, it was close to, when I actually got the students, it was close to signing for the exam. And when I was supposed to sign in for the exam, the students kept coming to me because they were told that I am the teacher. And I keep asking, I don't know these students, I can't sign students that I don't know. So I was told by the head of the department, which is Anthony Wright, that the principal said that I am supposed to sign all the students who want to do mathematics. However, there was murmuring in the department to say that English doesn't sign all of the students, so why is it math want to sign all of the students? A teacher who is no longer at the school, Miss Wade, said to me that she have started to sign some of the students and I should go ahead and sign the rest of the students, whoever comes to me. So most of the students who came to me were in upper six. Now, these upper six students cannot fit in any of the class because they have a practical, some studies or some class that they go to at states on both of these days. From day one, I have been saying, if the students cannot fit into the class, why sign the students for the exam? When are the students are going to get the support?
Oh,
I was told to sign them nonetheless.
Is you don't want to sign the students who you have not taught. That is what your
Not necessarily, because I wouldn't have taught any of them because I wasn't at the school. But I wanted to get some form of data before signing the students. And the only information I was told to sign the students. So, you're going into the school and you knew, I just follow whatever they do, right? So I went ahead and signed the students who weren't signed as yet.
Yes.
And then I was concerned about the fact that some majority of the students that I signed would not fit into the two classes that I would have, because they have classes on that very same day at that very same time off campus. Nothing was done up until this very day. Nothing was done. I can say that when the students did their mock exam this year was the first time I even met some of them, because I don't know them. Because they never get the opportunity to come to class. Some of them, they would love to come to class, but they never get the opportunity to come to class. Now, the other students, they have clashes with math class. So they have clashes with human and social biology, some of the lower six. And at times they have to choose between math or human and social biology. Now, the human and social biology teacher, Mr. Nelson, at one point I said to the students that, which of the subject do you need the most? And I said, read human and social biology is a reading subject, wherein if you actually sit down and read, you can master it and get additional support, you can master it. Wherein maths is more of a practical subject. So which one do you think you should be giving more time? The students went back to him and they told him, and in a polite manner, he came and he told me off. Wasn't rude, but was very direct with his words. So at that point, I just decided to leave it as it is. When I went go to class, I were the students who are there, which I can't say that for any given time I've ever had 15 students working with. It's a case where I spoke with the grades, the coordinator for sixth form, and she spoke with the students. Attendance improved a little bit, but it was the same thing. I think it's been about a month now, if not more. I've been trying to get all of the students' name and parents' telephone contact so I could contact them in regards to like getting their assistance in getting the students to come to the extra classes and stuff. Because we have extra class on a Monday and the students don't attend. Moving from those students, my issue there, I have a farm class. When I met the farm class, I didn't really have any issue, right? The only problem is in the absence of the previous teacher, no register was taken. So it's a case where no one took on the responsibility of going to the class and taking register. Now, coming from England, where these things are a serious matter, I'm saying because a whole part of September, no register was taken. And I was saying to myself, go again?
You coming from England?
Right. So I worked in England from 2019 to last year.
Oh, you taught?
Came to Jamaica May last year. I work as a teacher.
Oh, and you come back to Jamaica?
Yeah, because I'm a birth right of my country, and my experience over there wasn't of the best. And my child was still living in Jamaica, and then I was saying like, come home, get a little break and everything. Everybody was saying, "Fell stay," because they only have 1 year left. But I keep saying that 1 year in this kind of environment. What if me dead in the year? What if somehow I die? I'm not gonna get to have the time with my child. So I came home.
Your experience in England wasn't the best.
No, because all right, the salary in England is a little better, but the salary then, like I think at one point I got like 2,600 and something pounds, and then depending on where you're working, the salary will differ. Inside London, outside London, and stuff. I had to be living, sharing room. So when I just went, I was in a shared house. On my last, before leaving to come back to Jamaica, I was sharing a room. We not have the experience there, Jamaica. We not have them the experience there, Jamaica. And I keep thinking about it that when we're there in Jamaica, we have a big backyard, we have certain comfort and them and stuff there, and we don't have.
You never like the fowl cook business?
No, and we don't have no, like, all right, I grew up in a board house and I never had best of a house, but I had a room for myself. And my brother had a room for himself, and my mother had a room for himself, right, for herself. So it's a case where after a while, especially when you're there and your video call back home and you say, boy, but your family never live better than you when you're there in England. And I just got enough. And then there was an incident at the school where my asthma was affected twice by the students throwing spray bombs, and I was out of school. Doctor took me out of, signed me off out of school because of that, because it affected my asthma real bad. And then the principal secretary said, Miss Hunter, you don't want to, this is not Miss Hunter, Felika, because it's first name basis. Felika, you would want to go home and see a little princess for a little while. I said, yes. She said, I would sign off on 2 weeks. I said, 2 weeks? You'd give me 2 weeks? And she said, yes. I said, you sure? She said, yes. And she said, if you can get the letter from the doctor, I will give you a month. You can go home, see your little daughter, and then come back. And I think that would be good for you.
Yeah, just to get a
And
mental break from England.
yes, and the moment she said that, it was like heaven. And I said, I would get full pay same way. And she said, yes. I said, yes, certain. She said, yes. I sure you, I said, like, me keep on ask her because
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was
it
possible.
never sound real to be true.
It did sound too real. So even when I came to Jamaica, my people didn't even believe it because it was too real. It was when I received my first month's salary in Jamaica at the end of May
Yes.
that it was real.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got paid June, July, and August because I didn't resign until in July. So in July now, they keep asking me if I'm coming back. They want to know if they're supposed to apply, do the sponsorship because they want to take long or whatever. And then I told them that I'm not ready to come back to England because my visa would have expired around the 20 something in September, my work visa. So I sent in my resignation and I got paid in August. And then in about the end of July, my friend called me and said a letter came to the house, and HMRC, which is a tax agent in England, overtaxed me, and they sent back, I think, almost £2,000 on the check because they overtaxed me. So that money, I got that money sometime in the end of September when my uncle's girlfriend came to Jamaica. So even for September, basically, I would have gotten another paycheck again, and the paycheck that I would have gotten from the school is like 450 something thousand. So me did it comfortable, right? Live at my uncle's house in a nice neighborhood and quite nice. The only thing I pay is internet and light bill. Food is not an issue. I was quite comfortable. Me never did look no work or nothing. I didn't apply. If one school come and say, Felika, apply to them, and apply to no school. So every time they call me.
Then? So how you end up going to Sydney Pagan then?
So I have this teacher, Miss Senior from Black River High. I call her mommy because we had a close bond because my teachers were my savior. And I have a close bond with quite a few of them. Still talk up to this very day. Right? And she kept coming. So sometimes she'll call and I will pick up the phone. And then every time she come and she say, Hunter, you not gonna look on work? And I say, I turn work list. Because me just never interested. So me's the kind of person that way, me find you mind at everything. So she said, no, you know, so me send this something.
Yeah.
And when I school around there, so you can go over there now. I mean, I said, I send no application or nothing. So she come back again now. And she said, try over there, man. And I said, all right. I think it was a Wednesday. After I sent my daughter to school, and I was here for a bit, I decided that let me just send the application so that when she asks me, I can say that I did.
Oh,
so I sent the application.
Black River High School, who is like a mentor to you.
Yes.
That you want to, you will just send in the application.
Right.
The application going now when you get accepted.
So by the time I send in the application, because I'm in the living room now, by the time I walk to the bedroom, I got a ping on my phone. And that is a school inviting me for
an interview.
I mean, like, them people I could sit and just ignore it. So my hair was colored. So I went to the barber shop, got it cut off and everything. Because I didn't feel appropriate going into an interview with a colored hair. Like, it was like this now. So I got it cut off, got myself a stocking and stuff, figure out my clothes, and I went to the interview.
Yes.
Went to the interview. When I came out of the interview and I was leaving, the principal secretary asked me to have a seat outside. When she asked me to have a seat outside, I had a seat outside after the interview. And then they called me back into the boardroom. And they called me back into the boardroom. They told me all the reason why they liked me. And they offered me the job on spot to say that they don't want, by the time I'm going down to the gate, someone else called and offered me the job. But in my head, I was like, no one would call and offer me a job because I haven't applied. Well, I have friends who called me to say, oh, we have an opening here. You don't want a job or something. I haven't applied. I didn't apply to any school. So they gave me the on spot. I got the job. I signed up the 503 form on spot on that very day. I signed up the 503 form, and then I got a list of the stuff that I needed.
So you got this stuff and you started with the school in October.
Right.
Hmm.
There was only two things that I did get immediately, and those two things were my reference. I got one of my reference in November, and it was submitted. And I got the other reference, I think, in December holiday, right? And when I got it in December holiday, I went back to school in January, I submitted it. So those are the only two things that were outstanding.
So
Were
I
my
want to
reference.
get down to the nitty gritty. What is happening now? So you were in England. Come back, you had a little, you needed a mental break. You come back to Jamaica. Be in Jamaica. Then after you be in Jamaica, you said to yourself, say, boy, you don't really want to work. The teacher of Black River look at you and said to you, say, go and apply. You apply on the day you apply, you got the job the same time. Upon going to Sydney Pagan, you got a timetable, but they look at you and they said to you, they needed you to do some CSEC classes, right? Started in the CSEC classes, and then there came additional burden of people saying that they want you to sign them up to do mathematics. Am I correct?
Right.
So where did the bone of contention start?
All right. Everything was cruising altitude because it never mattered to me. Like, even when I went to meeting, I never speak in any of the meeting. Nothing bothers me. When it started to bother me was, I think, 3 weeks ago. The Monday afternoon, a little girl came to me. A teacher brought the little girl came to me. And the teacher told her to tell me what she told her. And the child said, showed me the cuts on her arms and that she attempted suicide the Sunday.
Wow.
I am the kind of person that stick to my job description. That is above my pay grade. So I went immediately to go and find help that I know can assist her. By the time I went to get help and was coming back, the bell went and the child ran away because she didn't want to miss her bus. The Tuesday morning, I saw the child, and as I was coming, I saw the child, and the child met me on the corridor, and her statement to me was, "Miss, I did more." It was like was like getting a certificate, an award, when the child said it to how she felt grand about it. "Miss, I did more, and I did it on the other arm, and I did it on my foot, and I did more," and she showed me. And the way the child speak, it was she felt so high about this thing, so grand about it. And I said, no, this is getting too hard.
Something trouble your nerves.
Right, because there's no way you can be cutting yourself and you're so excited about it. So I took her by the arm, I hold her hand, we walk hand in hand. Because when I was looking, the vice principal was right in my eyesight. Mrs. Nikisha Rowe Wint. And I brought her to Miss Nikisha Rowe Wint. She was outside standing and she was talking to students, teachers were coming, she was having general conversation with people.
Yes.
I went to her and I stood in front of her and I said, before I said my piece, she pointed at the little girl and said, "Take off your sweater." The little girl started to take the sweater off. When she started to take the sweater off, it clicked in my brain that she's wearing the sweater because of the cuts on her arms. And I said to her, "Miss, there's a reason for the sweater. If you'd allow me to explain inside." So as the little girl was taking off the sweater, I just kind of draw up her the sweater arm and show her. And the vice principal response was, "Even the more reason make she take it off. Take it off and make it show." And Jay, that strike every bone in me because it was so insensitive because I am saying like, pregnancy cuts upon one pitney arm. This is a deep cry for help. How can you actually say that to a child?
So
And
that is what was the first trigger point for you.
that was my trigger point. And I
Lord,
started to cry.
it's because of the Lord Jesus, you hear you now. So because the vice principal never share no care and no compassion for
She was insensitive.
Oh,
And I started to cry right there and then because I couldn't find words. It's not like I wanted to do or say something. There was nothing. I was blank and the only thing that come was tears.
so
And I walked into the staff room. And when I walked into the staff room, 3 teachers began to console me. And one of the 3 teachers broke down in tears because she have had her own experience of being brought to the brink of wanting to commit suicide as well. So it become a domino effect now. After 2 teachers.
So you're saying you have been at the place where you wanted to commit suicide too?
All right. So there was this one instance when I was in England where everything felt wrong. And I was standing at the bus stop, right? I had a terrible experience. And everything was just wrong. I was broke. And I was just standing there. And for the first time and the only time in my life, I saw one of those red buses coming. And I just felt as if I wanted to just walk out in the road. But I never attempted suicide. And that was my only time that I felt as if, yes, this is it.
You felt you felt a spirit of depression.
Right. So that one experience alone, it's not like, yeah, I've attempted anything of the start, but that one experience, I would have said, when I see a child in need, I want them to get the proper assistance immediately. So that was my trigger.
So you're saying
that was the trigger point, and I cried. I left school that day to Westmoreland, and I cried straight to Westmoreland, and I didn't stop crying until after 5 in the evening. Tears just kept running. You weren't hearing sound, but when you look at me, I had to just keep writing. I couldn't stop crying.
So you was really, really taken aback that the vice principal
was so insensitive. And she went outside and she came back. And when she came back, she didn't even apologize or seems remorseful. Her response was, as she spoke to Miss Cole, who is the head of the English department, was to say, Miss Cole, I can't break down like Miss Hunter do because of the hat that I wear. Yes, you wear the vice principal's hat, but that doesn't mean you need to be insensitive. You didn't need to break down to show that you care.
So this happened 3 weeks ago?
I think it's about 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
So that was incident number 1.
All right. So that was a Tuesday.
What else triggered you to reach?
The Wednesday now. I was talking with a parent outside and some boys from 19. And the parent came to check on the boys. There was some reason they were called in. And the parents were there for a very long time. They were waiting on the principal. And the principal called him for like a 9 o'clock meeting or a 10 o'clock meeting. And they were there for so long and no principal. 1 hour past, 2 hours past. So when I was walking past, I saw the mother. And I said to her, I was going to call you. But then I decided to give your son a few more chances before calling you. Because every time I said I'm going to call you, they argue. And she said, come, Miss Hunter, tell me what's happening. And I went outside, the young man followed. And when we were out there talking, the mother was telling them about her experience and whatever. The principal secretary came out. And when she came out, I said to her, how is everything going with my stuff? And she said, everything is okay, man. Everything's sent off. Her tone of voice is always the same. It doesn't change. When I looked at her, she looked the same as when I was talking to her in the boardroom, and she told me all my documents were at ministry. And the principal told me that all my documents was at ministry. And when I looked at her, I couldn't tell if she was telling the truth or not. Because the month prior to that, I went to the principal. And when I went around there, he was coming out of his office and she was going into her office. It was only the three of us in the passageway. And I asked him, sir, what is happening with my with the documents? Because there was one more thing the school needed to sign off on to send over to ministry. And all he said to me was, I'm aware of the situation.
To get your pay?
Yes. So I was being paid pre-trained. So that was one more thing to be sent over to ministry. It is some document to say that I am taking up the position of whoever was previously hired in that position. So that paperwork was supposed to be sent over. And if all of the paperwork isn't sent over, ministry is not sending the money to the school for me to be paid.
Oh, so it was the principal and all of them to sort out your documents.
Right.
So you can start get the right pay.
Right. And nobody was doing it. And how the process actually started was the fact that I keep going to them and realizing that nothing was being done. And I wrote down the name of all the persons that haven't received a full pay as yet. Both that started from September to now, and persons that started the previous year who doesn't know what their full salary is. And I gave those names. I was kind of talking about it a little strong in the staff room. And Mrs. Nikisha Rowatsu came to me and she said, get the names and give it to me. And I got the names and I wrote them down and I gave it to her and she started making the calls. And when she made the calls, she said that a few things were missing at ministry and we needed to submit whatever was missing.
The documents.
Right. No, one of the person where they said a few things were, well, she wasn't even told that there was anything missing from ministry. She's a new teacher to the system. In Easter, one of our co-workers went to ministry. And that's when that co-worker found out that I was missing 2 references because the reference weren't there. And some of the persons at the school who have submitted documents was missing down to their very birth paper and TRN. Ministry didn't have that for them. Ministry stated that they have sent letters and no one received those letters. So it was that if it wasn't a case where I was checking and keep checking up until this very moment, it would have been maybe the case where no one would have called. Because everybody is just laid back.
So it's really frustrated. They get frustrated by the school not doing anything and sorting out your documents for you to get your right partner draw. So with all of that what happened now. So you said that was the second trigger.
Right. So going back to when I was talking to the principal, all he said to me was, I'm aware of the situation, and he kept walking and smiling. The Wednesday, as I was saying, I was speaking to the lady now. So that was a Monday. When I was speaking to the lady, the Wednesday now, I couldn't tell if she was telling the truth or not. So I went back to the staff room and I was speaking with Sutherland and Mr.
Who is Sutherland?
Sutherland is an English teacher. So I was speaking with, I said Sutherland, and I said, Mr. Wright, you know, if I don't get my full pay come April, I am going to resign. And he said, Anna, you and Miss Hunter, enough more people are resign. At that time, a new teacher that started after Easter was standing there. And I didn't know that that young man had submitted his resignation to leave. He just started less than 2 weeks and he resigned. He started in the post of a mathematics teacher. So I said, sir, I'm serious, because I
You get
was talking in the same tone that I would talk, because unless you draw me out and reach to them deep layers, at the same tone me I talk to you, And we talk, him never take me serious.
So me want know. Me want know now, cause the interview go get hot now. Miss Hunter. Hey, hallelujah. Miss Hunter. Why you carry chicken at the people them school go? Hey, Miss Hunter. Why you walk over behind the people them school?
I should have obia me walk over there. They would reach over there today. I should have really obia, because if I had even work a proper obia, they would be over there today, Andre.
So it's what you do in the schoolyard, Miss Hunter. Why you doing at the schoolyard?
I was talking to my aunt, and I was just in England, and I was saying to her early in the morning, I was saying to her, auntie, I tired if I call people and I tell them, say, I want my money and I want this and lend me this and lend me that, because I have a few tests to do based on a follow-up incident that happened, right? And the test will cost some money. So I've been asking family, asking friends, and everybody keeps saying, no, I don't have it, whatever. So I said, but me work so hard for my money, I'm not supposed to ask family and friend. Might as well me go to the people that owe me my money, because if they were paying me my money, I would have had money. So I went to them.
So where you go with them, with the chicken and the kangaroo and the white boy? Hey, so where there?
Me there here and me just say, oh, say we gonna create a scene this morning. I can just up and go over there as a mother woman. And the idea just start flowing.
Miss Hunter, where you get the idea that we got turn mother woman from this people them school compound?
It just clicking on my head, and I just felt as if I would create the fear that's needed to get my money. And
so you want your partner dry, you decide for go come.
Yeah.
Miss Hunter, seriously. So because you want your partner dry, you do that?
Yeah. Because I was trying to call them the previous day. Milbert Miller didn't answer his phone. Ro Winter didn't answer her phone. None of them never answered their phone. And I put some of the videos on my status, and no one responded. Even, when was it? I tried commenting, because let's backtrack a bit. You see, the Thursday after the Wednesday, I decided to take a mental day, because I was tired of their foolishness and I just didn't go in. I sent 2 things in the staff group, and the 2 things was, one, a teacher's prayer, just reminding persons of our roles and responsibility, and 2 is something called nobody, somebody, anybody, everybody, wherein it talks about that there was a job to be done and nobody did it because everybody thought somebody would do it. And it kept on to say that, but the essence of that was to say that if everybody followed their job description, then there would be any problem. Did what they're supposed to do, it would be small sailing. So
Miss Hunter, are you there?
Yes, I got a straight call.
So basically, you say you took a mental day from school, and they were ignoring.
And while taking that mental day, the vice principal, Mrs. Nikisha Rowint, called me based on the post that I made in the group to say that she doesn't think I should be posting in the group. And my question to her was, what was wrong with my post? And she said, based on what I am hearing, Miss Hunter, I don't think you should be posting in a group. So I said, you heard something, but you only choose to call me no when the post in the group rubs you the wrong way. I said, in the event that you see something wrong with it, you have the authority to remove it. Please go ahead and remove it. No, Mrs. Hunter, I am not saying that I am going to remove. No, Miss Hunter, I'm not saying that I'm going to remove it. And I have a appraisal now, and I don't have time for this. And she kept going. I don't remember what she said. And my response to her was, no, Mrs. Rowings, respectfully speaking, you overstep your boundary. I don't remember what she said, but she said something that she overstepped her boundary. And you overstep your boundary with me, I'm going to tell you, respectfully speaking, you overstep your boundary. And then she said, the conversation proceeded to her saying she is going to go to her appraisal and she's going to hang up now. I said, okay, you do that. Okay, Mrs. Hunter, Miss Hunter, I am hanging up now. Have a good day. I said, no, you don't wish me a good day. Why must I not wish you a good day, Miss Hunter? I said, okay, you're finding it difficult to find the end button. Let me find it for you. And I hung her up. Now, she was the woman that I traveled with to school. And just to be clear, I never free drive me. I get to that. I pay her $4,000 every week to contribute to gas. Because she told me that to fill her tank.
Go to school.
Yes. And some of the teachers them feel as if I free drive me there, I get another free drive. The first morning, I drive in her vehicle. I ask her how much to fill her tank, and she said $9,000 to $10,000 a week it cost her. So me say it is only fair to pay her $4,000 because at the end of the day, some days she's not gonna come to school and I still have to go find my way at school. So I give her $4,000 every single week. For a week, come and give her $4,000. And she not come 2 days, I not ask her back for $1. But still I go give her the $4,000 the next week. That is how I am, because at the end of the day, I am going to work. If she wasn't going in my direction and she was passing my yard.
So Miss Ro, basically you're a taxi driver.
Yes.
So Miss Hunter, I want to ask you again. Which spirit did I talk to you? Which spirit did I talk to you if you tell us if you go get foul, get candle, if you get white powder? Which part you get that script there from? Which Obia man you talk?
When you wrap up your head and come by your show, which spirit did I talk to you when you wrap up your head and come by your show? Eh? When you wrap up your head and come with your candle, them and you come with your gun. And which spirit did I talk to you, Andre? Okay.
Miss Hunter,
you need to talk to me. This is a part of our history. If you know your history, this is a part of our culture. We do this in dance pieces. We do this in acting. This is a part of us.
But Miss Hunter, me never cut no chicken neck.
No, you never need to cut no chicken neck. But media create.
Why you cut the chicken neck, Miss Hunter?
Because I am the kind of person that if I am going to create a story, I'm going to make sure all the pieces are in it. And the chicken neck cement it. Because the moment I cut that chicken neck, no adult never left on the school compound but one man and the little pin them with it up there. Them scatter.
Hey,
so the message was sent. The message was sent.
Hey!
Ajay, I laugh like this funny. This is so funny, Ajay.
No, Miss Hunter, you make history.
Yeah. History.
So you say you just get a script. And in the script you write, say you go throw the powder. You go light the candle.
Right.
What else you do what we don't know about?
Just put the Bible and do me hands so weird. Like when I look in a movie, them I see some people are doing their hands so weird. Like say them catch the sun.
Catch the sun? What do you mean by catch the sun? What do you mean by catch the sun?
I don't even know how to explain it, but anyway, that was it. Yeah. So anything that would add to the props, I did it.
So it was a skit for you. It was a drama scene.
Yes, it was.
So who was the first one we run?
So there was this man, yeah, and the man come with 1 2 before. So when he come with the 2 before, I take up the buckle of powder. And me, there's art to do in everything. So me I stare him dead in my eye. I look beyond him eye. And I just take time walking down and I just start sprinkling the powder. And go so, not even 2 blows, the man disappear around a corner and been looking around like he was some kind of little rat or mongoose or something. And then when I see people, when I see my people, I say, come baby, come, you first. You see when me see that? And look back, not even one man there over there.
So where you get the chicken from, Miss Hunter?
Now out of them fold cube over there.
So you're going at people them full coop. So you never afraid
Yes, because when I go to the gate lock, so I scale the fence. A country girl come from me, so girl know everything. So I scale that fence. When I go, the coop door lock. I walk around here, I could find no entrance. So I start to break the thing to get into the coop to get out of chicken. And then one man come and I asked him if he have the key, and he said, when me mash up government property. So friend, he said that me just know say him never intend to up in the coop for me. So me get to one little leeway and I crawl go in the palm of knee. I'm take out the chicken.
you crawl in at the coop.
Yes, one little space up in my bottom because me never lick off the door. I just want little break my bottom and I could have fit myself through and I crawl go in there. Because I'm the definition of determined.
So you crawl go in at the chicken coop. Take out the chicken.
And when I was coming back now, he rushed around because he was riding over on a bicycle. He rushed around, dropped his bicycle, rushed around to the coop now. I said, let me lock him up in there. Let me lock him up in there. And I just slide out my kitchen knife. I'm going to slide out from under the coop and I make one step to him and he run off. I said, come. And I just scale back the fence. And as I was going across the road, I see the principal van, the school van where the principal drive. I come.
So
and I kept walking up into the schoolyard. And the moment he entered, he stopped at the gate to let out some men that works on the farm. The man over the farm called to him and told him what happened. The principal did not proceed to enter the school compound. He stopped the van at the gate and I walked up to the second gate. When I was going up to the second gate, the security saw me coming and she took away herself. And I slid with the gate and I entered the compound. No one tried to stop me from entering the premises.
So afraid, everybody afraid with you because they see you with the foul and something.
Yes.
And them see you with the powder.
No, me never have the powder because me never want people to say a powder. So when me there Santa now, me spirit in my 2 joggers pocket them. So that when time I reach up at the top now, up which part the vice principal and persons park their vehicle up at the top. I just push my hand down in my pocket and start sprinkle the powder. So anybody see me and sprinkle one white substance and they can't see a powder because they never see a powder buckle.
So we there. So you basically have different moments to the scene. One scene you cut the chicken neck. The another scene you use the Bible and the candle, and another scene you say find them now, you catch a rat trap. So you go so who you really target? The principal, the vice principal, and the bursar?
The target I wasn't target anyone specifically. All I wanted them to is to get the message that I need my money and I needed my money ASAP and pay me my money. Because the bursar is the one. Because I went to the school to have a meeting with the principal prior to all of this, and he kept running around. This is one thing I don't like about that man. And I tell him to his face. I said, sir, first and foremost, when people come to you with serious matter, you be putting on a smile as if this is some form of show.
Oh.
When I come with a serious matter, I don't want you to be smiling. I come with a serious matter, you deal with it on a serious level. He said that he wears 2 hats, a guidance counselor hat and a principal hat. I said, you make sure you keep on that principal hat when I come to you. And his secretary was in there when I was speaking to him. Because this smiling on your face, he does it all the time. He does it at every single meeting, as if his smile is going to comfort you and going to solve your problems. And I let him know that when I come to you, when you see me want to come to you, don't do it. Because I don't like it. While it is comforting to others, I'm not coming here to come for comfort. I come about a serious matter. Don't be smiling with me. And I said that to him on a Friday. And the following Tuesday, I got a memo. pertaining to whatever happened the Wednesday when I was upset regarding the salary. So I got a memo. Anyway, fast forwarding back to yesterday. Pack up my stuff now when I was leaving. When I was leaving and I entered, I walked down through the first gate. I saw the principal in the grass. When the man spotted me, he took off running. And he ran into the school's van that he drives. And he kept flashing everybody to get back, get back, get back. And he put the vehicle in reverse. And somebody, one of the security, one of the groundsmen, not groundsmen, one of the knights of security, one of those men that is at the front gate, he closed the gate.
So how many months now they owe you the money?
From October. So from October, I was getting pre-trained. And even when I spoke with the principal, you know what the principal said to me? So I said, sir, I've been in the system for 9 years. Why couldn't I be paid at the first point on the degree scale if you weren't certain where to place me? Pay me at the first point because a person cannot start less than the first point on the degree scale. His dumb response was, your documents need to be verified. I said, what do you mean by my documents need to be verified? Isn't you the one that verified the documents? And if so, it's not you that verified the documents. Couldn't you have picked your phone up and called one of the schools one of the principal at one of the schools that I've worked at to see if my documents were ever verified by ministry and if I was ever paid the full salary? He didn't respond.
So it's basically 8 months now, them owe you all of that money and you're getting really annoyed by it.
Yeah, and annoyed to the point where it's not 8. All right, so April. So April after the incident on the Wednesday, Miss Henry called me from ministry. Miss Henry, and I like that woman so much because she seems like only the one sensible one that is working in Region 5 ministry. Not that I've been in contact with everyone. She's the only person I've spoken to at the ministry for Region 5, right? And she said, Miss Hunter, I apologize. And she started to tell me all the little happenings. And she said that at first when the documents came, Mr. Miller did not sign more than half of the paperwork that he was supposed to sign. So she had to call him in. And when she called him in, they spent almost over an hour, almost 2 hours to get all of those documents signed. So that alone tells you that this is a tacky job. Because if you know they were supposed to sign the documents to verify that you have seen the original, why didn't you sign the documents? You sent out some documents and majority of them weren't signed. Hence, nothing could be processed. Now that they were signed, there are documents missing. The ministry said they sent the letter to the school. I received the letter in November to say that I had 1 reference outstanding, 2 reference outstanding. And then in November, I submitted the first reference. And then in January, I submitted the second reference. But other persons never received a letter. So the ministry said they sent it, but they didn't receive the letter. I checked in the Easter break while I was there because I gave up my Easter, to go over there and keep class with the students.
So you gave up your Easter holiday to keep class with the students to get them prepared for
CSEC.
Wow. And to know
even when you're making all of these initiatives, I've worked in previous school. I work at Godfrey Stewart High while working under Mr. Ferran. And when you're having these initiatives, Mr. Ferran is present. He's not only present, but he's coming to speak with the students prior to. They make provision, something that will entice these students so that they can come in. No support you get. No support whatsoever to say.
Principal Sydney Pagan not give you no support to do the programs for the children.
No. The only person, when I was there, Mr. Williams came on I think he was there on the second day. And then he said that he would have come and see the students, but he got caught up. And on the third day, I think he came back and he did some questions with the students, and he gave them a little pep talk. Mr. Williams is the other vice principal, and he gave them a little pep talk. And I was so appreciative of that because he's also a mathematics person as well. But that's the only thing. I mean, I even came back to school and no one asked me about what happened in the Easter with the camp.
Did you resign or did they fire you?
No, I gave in my resignation letter in April prior to getting paid. So prior to April 25th, in that very week, we had a meeting and I wrote my resignation letter. I did 3 copies, one for myself. I gave one to the head of the math department, and I gave one to the principal. Because I had class, so I was back and forth in the meeting because it was a very long meeting. And I brought the letter to him. That was a Friday. That was the same Friday I spoke with him and had a discussion. So I wasn't, but the letter is effective August 31st. So even though I submitted it in April, it's effective August 31st. So until August 31st, I am still
employed,
a member of the academic staff there. Unless it's a case where something else changed, which nothing have changed. I haven't gotten a letter to say anything have changed. And when I went to the hospital today, and they called him.
Who carried to the hospital today?
My family. So basically, today now, Mr. Miller called the doctor at the hospital, and he had a conversation with the doctor and told the doctor whatever he told him. Because one long story them tell the doctor, you know. Them all tell the doctor, say, why me want my money is because me spend off my money keep big party. So me I say, even if they tell the doctor say, oh, me love party, and from I've been in Luan, I've never been to a party, and it's almost a year I've lived there, I've never been to a party. And I kept one party, I kept one Mother's Day event here, and the 15 persons wasn't at my house. And the stuff that was prepared, the chicken, Miss Sina give me 10 chicken, which I told her I would pay for at the end of the month. And I do the juice and stuff for them. And I bought a bag of basmati rice and the other little ingredients I had in my house. So me never pay no, it never cost me. It's not a case where we take money out of my pocket, but it's a case where black people these people feel as if you ask for your money, oh, she don't have for money then. That was the impression I got from the doctor. To say that if it's a case, Miss Hunter, it's a case where you like to go to parties. Say no. It's a case where you host big parties at your house. I said no. One event I've had at my house. So I don't know where they get. I host big events at my house.
So you sent me some pictures on social media.
Before you get to the pictures, Andre. You see, when I started to get quite upset, that was between 9:30 to 10. I was on TikTok live. And I walked around my entire house and I locked every door. I locked the grill, I locked the doors, I locked the windows. One at the front, one at the back of the kitchen, and the one on the other side of the house to the room. I locked everything, even the machine was there, and I let out the water out of the machine, the fresh water, and put the machine inside, and I locked the grill and I locked the door. The whole house was locked up. Now, every vehicle that enters my street or any of the parallel streets, if it's a new vehicle sound, I know. Because I've been trained to study my environment. Before the vehicle actually came on the streets, I was in my room. I just came from the bathroom and I heard the sound of the vehicle. And I came and I looked through the window and I
Yes.
saw the vehicle going up. The moment I saw the vehicle going up, I decided to go on TikTok Live and I went upstairs to the unfinished part upstairs where I can stay up there and see them and they can stay down there and see me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the vehicle actually opened, Ordain Forbes stepped out.
Who is Ordain
I say,
Forbes?
Ordain, you have the audacity to come on my yard
Who is
because
Ordain?
we are schoolmates.
Mm-hmm.
I say, every time there is something happening, they try to find somebody that I have some form of background with to send to my house or to
Mm-hmm.
send to me to say, okay, this person can convince me to do that which they want me to do.
Mm.
And he was there and everybody was watching the live, saw the live. Now, they asked me permission to come out of the sun and be on the veranda.
Tell us now what happened at the house this morning.
So while I was talking to them, right,
Mm-hmm.
I saw when one of the lady did this with her hand. And the moment I saw her did this with her hand, it signaled to me that something was off and something was happening that I couldn't see. And the moment I turned to see what was happening, to see if something was happening behind the house or something, as I turned right into the men. So they were literally standing behind me and I was in my towel. And before they even come up from the start, I told them that I was on live.
Mm-hmm. So who are these men?
There were there were two men sent from the health
Department.
department. Two of three
Mm-hmm.
or four. And then I don't remember how many women, about 5 women.
Mm.
So it was a team of 8 to 9 persons.
Come for you one?
Mm-hmm.
So what did they do with you today?
So when I turned around, I said to them that you broke into my house. You are invading my privacy. This can't be right. Miss Hunter, we're here to help you. I said, what kind of help do I need? First and foremost, Andre, I'm not a danger to myself. I was not trying to harm myself. I was not I didn't try to attempt suicide. I was not a danger to myself. I was in my house, not even outside my house. I was in my house, which means that I wasn't a danger to anyone else being in my house.
Yes.
I wasn't damaging any property in my house.
Mm-hmm.
It was me speaking alone. The fact that I was speaking about things that I felt strongly about, and the fact that I get upset, and the fact that me get upset, me upset.
You were
I'm
passionate about
talk like me upset. So even one at the time when we come from upstairs, me I ask the people them say, hold on, we're not allowed to get upset. Hold on, why we not go for nobody else when me see on social media? We're going with them brawl.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by when you come to help me? What is wrong with me? I'm not entitled to an opinion. I'm not entitled to voice my concern. What is wrong? I say every man will take up one gun is mad. Every man will chop up one person is mad. No, Miss Hunter. So I say, what is wrong with we? We're here to help you. So coming from upstairs, I was in my towel. They grabbed both of my arms. One had one and one had the other. And I was adamant that I am not. I am not going with them. And then my towel dropped. And I started to resist because you're not take me out of my house, carry me to no hospital. You're not doing it.
Whoa.
I'm determined to in a happen and in a happen. And as me tell you, say I define the word determined.
So
You
what
can't
actually
express.
happened?
So when I refuse, Anthony, I can't remember his name, man, but I still get his name. Not long from now, I shall get his name.
So we're gonna do
He
it.
took
We're
this
gonna do
arm,
it. We're gonna do it,
this arm,
Anthony. powder Anthony name?
Hmm?
What you gonna do with why you want Anthony name? What you gonna do powder Anthony name?
No, I just want to know who my abuser is.
Hmm?
So he took this arm and
Yes.
he ring it right round.
Wow.
And no matter how I screamed and I screamed and I screamed and I cried, I was in pain. That man never let it go. The next man was not as forceful as that. And he held it in that position for more than 10 minutes. And they dragged me, and I was naked. I was exposed on social media, and they didn't care. I feel robbed of my innocence. I am scarred for life. I feel as if I was raped over and over and over and over. And what hurt the most is when they come downstairs and they actually open the door for Odane. This Anthony man kept looking at my nakedness and repeatedly said to Odane, look how she nice, and just a scan me from head to toe. Then a train. Oh, if you continue, if you Andre, me I get upset right now. Me I come off of this.
Calm down, Miss Hunter.
It coming like I was robbed of my innocence all over again.
So basically,
It feel as if I was watching a man raping my own child.
you really felt violated.
Me not really felt me violated. And the man said it so many times.
Wow. So what happened when after you went downstairs? Let us go.
So basically they put me in the hand restraint. They wanted to get close to me. I was adamant at first that I'm not going to get anything. And then I decided to go. So they loosed one on the arm at first for me to get my stuff, and then they loosed the other when I was because I asked the men to come out because I need to take care of myself in terms of oil my skin, do what I normally do before I get ready.
Yes.
So they came out, and even while they came out, they still kept popping, looking back in. So they left the females in there, but occasionally, while I was still trying to dress myself, I was still naked. They kept popping in, pushing the head in.
Yes.
I don't understand what kind of training these people get in Jamaica. But I went to Church Teachers College, and I know Mr. Garth Anderson trained me well as a teacher. And as a member of the Anglican fraternity, I was trained well by Sister Norma. So it's like going into the education system and dealing with persons in the health system and all of this. Me keep on I wonder, like, who are cheering these people and send them out into society? And is it a case where the training that I got, they didn't get it?
So it reached to the point now that you reached to the hospital. What happened at the hospital?
All right. So before getting to the hospital, I was in the room now. They took off both restraint, and I put on my pants. So I was looking for a blouse, and I kept going back, trying to find something that I would be comfortable in. And then it clicked in my head that they have become comfortable with me, and they were no longer on guard. So I took my time and I walked to the bathroom. When I walked to the bathroom and was in the bathroom behind the door, I just slammed the door shut and I pressed the button. Now, a bathroom door and a front door. So you can kick off and beat in. So I had 2 barrels of water, the barrels that people normally get from foreign. I have 2 barrels full of water. And I slide both of them over, one behind the other, and then they become the face base was right behind it. So now when that happened was then when they started to break into the room, and they break into the bathroom, and they started to beat down the door.
So wait, are the health workers do your door, sir?
Of course. And they tried pushing in, and when they tried pushing in, I tried I had a pyro in there, and I had a lighter, and I sprayed it, and a thing, and then I had some disinfectant, and I showed it and told them it was acid, and that didn't stop them because it looked like they realized it was disinfectant. And then I had this thing, a foam thing that I used to clean the bathroom, some stuff that I took from England. So I told him I was going to mix it with another chemical, and I said, yes, I'm ready for you now. So through the holes that they have made was when I started spraying the chemical, and I said, this is a deadly poison, slow to act, but it will kill. So me saying that now created another fear in them. So every time they try to approach the door, yes. So every time they try to approach the door, I sprayed it. And then I was standing right at the wall between me and them. So they, as they tried to look into the bathroom, they could see me to see exactly where I am. So they couldn't do anything directly because they can't see exactly where I am. However, with the spraying of the stuff and all the chemicals that was thrown and everything, and the bathroom being locked, my asthma started to affect me. And my friend was on the phone, and the phone was in the face basin, and she was on speaker, and I started to cough and to vomit. Wow. And I started to wheeze, and my chest started to tighten up. And I kept saying to them, I'm asthmatic, please pass me my pump, it's on the table in a bag. And Oden came and said he has the pump, I must just come out for it. And I said, no, give me the pump, please. And I was choking, and Tina kept saying, give her the pump, give her the pump. She need the pump, she asthmatic. And up until this very moment, they didn't give me the pump. They didn't give me my inhaler. They were adamant that I need to come out and get it. And I had some jugs in the bathroom with water, and I started to drink the water. And when I started to drink the water, it started to, Tina kept saying, calm down, Phil, calm down, Phil, calm down, Phil. And I was, Tina Jemison is a friend of mine. She hails from the community that I am from, which is Beeston Spring. So we have been friends from ever since, from I was a child. So she was on the phone, and she kept supporting me along the way. Calm down, Phil. Take deep breaths and stuff like that. So I opened the window now and tried to get a little fresh air from the window. And gradually, I was a bit more calm, but still wheezing, still tightening. And they didn't give me that inhaler. I begged, and I was begging for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And they didn't give me that inhaler. I said to them, just throw in the inhaler, and they refused.
I want you to clarify. These persons mash up your bathroom door like that?
Yes. They did the lock, and they couldn't get in, or they were pushing, they couldn't get in because the barrels were creating a barrier. They went for a 2 before. We just took it out of the house. Yes, because we saw the ladder since night that they used to enter the building. So they went next door and took a ladder from the neighbor's property, and that's what they used to climb onto the building. Because the house well tall, so because media wonder how they really get up on the house up there, so because it's well tall. So they use a 2 before, and that's what they start using to punch through the door.
Show the rest of pictures how them destroy the lady house. But look how they mash up in the lady house. So you went through all of this today, Miss Hunter?
Yes, and what I had to do is to take the pipe. I had to break the pipe off that the curtain runs on. And as soon as they push their hand or anything through, I stand where I am and I keep hitting after it. And I kept calling at, my sister said she was coming before they actually brought me into the room. So my sister left out with my brothers, right? And then I kept saying to Tina, call uncle. called Bushamark. And she said she was calling him and she not getting him. So I said, text him, he's on live because he's my uncle. He's on live. So she kept messaging him until he responded, and he said that I was supposed to call him directly. And then she explained the situation and he said he was gonna come. So I held down the fort until my sister and brothers arrived.
So
Before my sister and brother arrived, a friend of mine came into the house. And he was saying, me there now, Phil, a Rasta, me there now, you can't come. But I didn't move. When I came out, I noticed that not only he was there, but my daughter's father was there. And him just out the door, this big 30-odd-year-old man, a ball. I walk around the house and a ball. So when my brothers come, my brother just do this, leave. And one of them kind of delay a bit, my sister said. And my brother just raised his hand a little bit more and said, leave now. And that was it. By the time my sister said, Fell, I'm here. And I pushed where the barrels and come out. Me not even see the vehicle. And when I came out now, they said, Fell, one of them said, you have a proper lawsuit against the school. If it's a case where you come down there and they talk with you and they give you a letter from them to take. So she said, Fell, you would go? And I say, yeah. So I got something to refresh myself and put on my clothes and something. And me and my brothers and my sister went over there. And when I went over there now, we went in, all of them were in one room. So we knocked and they said, come inside, and we went inside. And then they called the psychiatrist and she came in and she started to talk with me. And she started to ask me the different questions. Because Mr. Miller called her with them Baga Yaga story. So she asked me the questions. I can know when it's coming from a professional background, and I can know when it's coming from a hearsay background, right? So when she asked me about the party, me know say somebody tell her something about me keeping a party at my house. When she asked me about England, me know say somebody tell her say I was in England and I must have had some form of breakdown or something. Right? Because the question that you ask, I can tell where they're coming from. She said to me, were you ever diagnosed with anything? I said no. I said I'm not schizophrenic. I am not bipolar. I do not have any of those. I suffer from depression from time to time, but I am not on medication. When the incident happened last week, where I fainted at home and I blocked out and I was bleeding, I was rushed to the hospital due to the stress that I undergo that Tuesday at Sydney Pagan STEM Academy. It had such a severe effect on my body that I blocked out, was bleeding at first, and then blocked out and was rushed to the hospital. When they did all the tests and everything now, the doctor said that it seems that it might have been the case where the virus that I had, because I had the flu the previous week, something happened where in the muscles, something in the muscle breakdown, and I've entered my bloodstream and it can be detrimental. However, they need to do additional tests. They need to retest in a week's time and do additional tests to see if that is so. And there's another concern that she is seeing as it relates to my sugar level. But they can confirm because they didn't have my file, my docket in front of them. So I said, doctor, each time I come here to this hospital, they create a new docket. I haven't seen my proper docket as yet. So why is it my docket haven't been pulled, so that when you are dealing with me, you can look at previous history to deal with me? Her response was that dockets are pulled upon a patient's request. But I said, you need a docket to see what was and make a comparison with what is now. And she said that since she doesn't have the docket, that's why she's sending me to do a retest and the additional test. So that's when the whole money come in now, because I have these unexpected expenses that most of it was brought on due to stress, because my blood pressure was high, very, very high, brought on due to stress that I have to undergo working at that institution. So I was the man. I started to demand my money. I started to ask family for money first. Did I get it? Then I said, it makes no sense I'm asking for money when I'm working and they have money for me. And that's when I started to demand my money. And as the conversation goes, no matter who I go to, there's a blockage. And I've been sabotaged up on top of sabotage in every aspect.
What are the sabotages that you have encountered?
All right. So one of the things was I proposed weekend camp.
For this
well thought out. For the students doing C-Sec Math and City and Guilds. Sydney Pagan STEM Academy is the first school I've ever been to where students are failing in C-Sec Mathematics and City and Guilds. Me never hear that in my history yet. So the proposal was not just for C-Sec. It was for both. Because me I say, no school. My first school that I worked at doing City and Guilds was Maud McLeod High School. And their City and Guilds pass rate is way above their C-Sec pass rate. Whenever you know school I fail in a City and Guilds, it was unheard of. So that is when I said we're not supposed to only cater for the C-Sec students, but bring in the City and Guilds students. The first person to turn it down was Sutherland, because she just enough.
So what Miss Sutherland now?
She was an English teacher we feel as if she had the water out of sea we can't done. She just enough. She dip in everything. She has salt.
Sutherland and Sydney Pagan.
Neither me, nor 3/4 the pitney them done, they don't like her.
No, sir. So we could have...
The other day she went into a class and she tell the pitney them, the grade 10 pitney them, how their throat well done out. She not no behavior. And these are the things that I started to talk about. And because me decided to open them file, oh, my mad. And the principal went and defamed my character. Oh, hold on, Andre. You see how you do proper journalism? You need to call TVJ and the Gleaner and sit them down and teach them how journalism is done.
Why you say that now?
Because there's always 3 sides to a story. My side, their side, and the truth stand in the middle.
Yes,
Up until now, I have been 2 persons reach out to me. You and another blogger. TVJ and the Gleaner just get up and run with news. And tarnish people's reputation. Defamation of character.
So that rather than TVJ and the Gleaner reach out to you and find out how the story go, them running with the story to
they just run with the story. It's as if they have been paid to do so. I'm just saying, as if. I never said they were, but it's as if they were paid to do so. The level of politics they play is beyond me. And first and foremost, you need to teach them how to do proper journalism. Because you see how you do follow-up story, and how all blogger like Popeye do follow-up story. Them don't know follow-up story. They only come with the breaking news and that's it. You never hear what happened after, the in-between or the end. I bet it would be a case where the world would have seen the damage is done here if it wasn't for you or another blogger that would have reached out to me or me posting it.
I said when I saw your story, rather than hear what is in the media, I said, let me come to you and find out your perspective.
Because they have sense, Andre. You have sense.
It's not.
Wisdom run through your bloodline. You were properly trained and you exercise wisdom. Please conduct a session with them, and they will be delinquent to attend, but conduct the session nonetheless and re-educate them on proper journalism.
So if you were to, you and assure members of Ministry of Education listening to this program right now, I know, talk to Favour Williams tonight and tell Favour Williams what you want her to do for you.
All right. First and foremost, safety and security is one of the utmost importance of a school.
Yeah.
There's a place in Elam called Blue Hole. I don't know where it is, but I've been to Sydney Pagan STEM Academy. When some of the students disappeared from my farm class, and I searched the property and cannot find them, I am told that they're at Blue Hole. They leave campus and they go to Blue Hole. It is clear where they walk. Up until this very moment, I can almost say with a certainty that there haven't been a wall or a proper fence put up to prevent students from leaving campus. Teachers need to be retaught how the system works. When I was working at Godfrey Stewart, we were encouraged to mark register in the morning and in the evening.
Yes.
Because we have proper leaders who knows how this thing is done. Same thing when I was working at Mannings. I don't quite remember what the situation was at Mount McLeod. At Sydney Pagan STEM Academy, you don't have that happening. Teacher go mark register one time. Ask if they know what going in a class, farm class. They don't. Ask if they go back to check on the students. Maybe just a few. You mark in the morning and you go mark in the afternoon. And that's how I know when a student is missing from my class. And when a student is missing, anybody can tell you I'm searching the property for that student. And I'm sending persons here and there. And I'm reporting it to the proper channel that this student is missing. I ain't see nothing being done about that. So imagine a student keep missing from school day upon day, every lunchtime. After lunch, she no come on no class.
She gone a Blue Hole.
Okay.
Oh.
Or based on what some of the students said, at one point they were at the field. Which of the field I'm not certain, because the story they just didn't add up. But regardless of that, students are not properly supervised.
So
And no one can give an account for where these students are. So that means that when I send my child to school, especially to Sydney Pagan STEM Academy, it's a chance that I can be at Sydney Pagan STEM Academy and hear that my child did at Santa Cruz. I witnessed a child left campus, just walk through the gate. And when the child walked through the gate, me never see the child walk to the gate, but one picnic can complain to me, say the child gone to Santa Cruz and the child have money for them. And I went to the vice principal and the vice principal called the child father. And the vice principal called the child father, the principal father said, unjust to the boy turn up. And when he said unjust to the boy turn up, the vice principal said, I did not give him any permission. But even though the vice principal did specifically didn't give him permission, it is not set up and designed in a way where the students are managed and properly secured. The boy just walked through the gate, took a taxi to Santa Cruz. Now, can you imagine sending your child to school and not even getting a phone call to say that your child is off campus and heading to you? You just see your child just pop up.
That's a serious
And nobody at school no know. So these are the things that I'm concerned about. Now, when I report a matter, because of quite a few pitney there, quite a few students there have been cutting themselves. Quite a few. It coming like a domino effect. And all of these students that I am aware of are females.
Wow.
When I report these matters, it is not dealt with urgency. You see how they enough up themselves and take they self-calling a hospital for sending people them up on my yard. So when we carry the little girl go to the woman, the vice principal, she started to tell me that she used to teach the little girl that mother a magati. And the little girl rude. What that have to do with the present situation? Deal with the matter in front of you. Whether she rude or not, she is crying out for help. Deal with the matter in front of you. When I went back to school and inquire about what happened, oh, we gave her a letter and sent her to the hospital. They will deal with her at the hospital. Did the child go to the hospital? No. Because just like how me never dare go with them today. The penny never want to go. Because first and foremost, the hospital people, them love draw their needle and juke people. And some people don't live to tell the tale. And some will live to tell the tale, never overcome it. So Miss Faval what?
You don't know your minister name, Favor
Williams.
Lord Jesus.
At this point,
you want your
that even important.
You want your money?
I want my money. He told the doctor, because my brother was saying to the doctor, call the principal. She was reluctant because I wasn't in there. She was reluctant to call the doctor. And when she did call the doctor, when she did call the principal, my brother was saying that at one point the principal was saying that he knows that I would be upset because I was talking to him and he just walked off. I'm saying, like, I didn't even know that you know that you did that. And he said that myself, including all the other teachers who haven't received their back money, will receive the money that was owed to us on the 25th of this month.
So they say you're going to get the money come May 20th.
The 25th of this month.
Okay.
Yes. And they're asking my family to not let me return to the school property.
Oh.
Because of the fear that I have created.
So you plan to go back?
Never intend to go back. Never intend to go back, because I told my doctor, I said, when this sick leave done, please write me another sick leave because I cannot function in that environment. You see how you have sense, Anjay, and how you reason with intellect, and how you ask proper question, and how you go about things. Ask me how much of them over the place there can do that. Ask me how much of them have the exposure beyond Santa Cruz. If I became principal tomorrow morning, my first order of duty is to call Monroe, Hampton, States, Campion, Manchester. Me I call all of the top school principals. And me I become a student to them again. I'm want to find out what you do to get to the level that you're at and to maintain that academic level. That's my first order of duty. I would return to being a student again. I would look at their programs and see how I can.
You're saying that we should have a big brother, big little brother program.
There should be some mentorship. They let them do this. They do this. What do you call it? This principal training. Give them a certificate and then drop them into a school. And say, oh, you're a principal. And when you drop into a school, it's obvious that they do not know their head from their foot. They don't know their head from their foot. As a matter of fact, me I try remember if it was the chairman that I met in the interview, and if I've ever even seen that man back on campus since then. Because I was saying to myself that I don't know the chairman, but I kind of refreshed and said, I think I met him in the interview. I don't think I see that man back on school compound. So it's not a case where they have an active body that comes and check, comes and see what is happening. I don't see nobody. I recall going through the principal door, through the door to the principal office one day, and I heard him saying to the bursar, you need to fix this and you need to fix this now because we cannot afford to be audited. And then I was like, but me just keep quiet because I'm not feeling business. And for some strange reason, I don't know why me always end up in the room where end up in some situation where the information is being dropped and I hear it. It would have come like one time the two couple of them with their school. We come around at the little corner there so. And me even said to them, say,
Which
we
couple
can't help it, but just have an active ears. So
Which
everything
couple-
what you talk about me I hear.
Which couple that they are Sydney Pagan?
The vice principal's sister, Casey and Roe Watson, and the grade 7 supervisor, Mr. Nelson, Rochelle Nelson. They all over. And when Miss Rowe Watson come on my class with the 7E in them that cannot identify, some of them cannot identify sight words. And a lot of people coming for me when I said that.
So
They
where you at
can't identify sight words.
Where the man, this is one you at. So yeah, say married woman. Rona.
Yes.
Hey!
So me not say they in a relationship or something, you know. But what I'm saying is that they ever couple up on arms up. So when they come around a female little corner, one corner over there so when nobody can really see you when you're around there.
So where you say them name again?
They see for about 30 minutes. Me stop them and say to them, say, me have an active ears and me can't help myself but over here in a conversation. And they kept on talking about it with my talk about. Then they talk about, they never talk about nothing like towards them, but then they talk about their personal life. The man they talk about something with him, personal woman, and that was a discussion. And we just feel as if we did supposed to they in another zone there. So I get up because Anche, I go here. As long as they're talking up surrounding, me ears not lock off. So I get up and I went around to the other part of the staff room to finish what I was doing.
So where's the name again, Miss? So the vice principal sister and the grade 7 coordinator.
Right.
Hold on. Hey, you know what? Look like a good thing you now go back at that the school, you know, because you open the fridge door upon them.
As a matter of fact, me now go back to no schools. None. So when people are gonna come talk and say, oh, who would want to hire you? Who would want to work for any of you?
So what you plan to do now?
Listen, me rather go sell bag juice on street side than work in a one classroom for $209,000 a month. That can't cut it for me.
So
and why I was doing it because of the passion and the love and the fact that my life was transformed by my teachers, and I wanted to give that same opportunity, that love and support to my students, which I've always given. I'm not interested no more.
So
more teachers out there. The Minister of Education so they train more teachers than what they can take on. They have said it multiple times.
The passion for the teaching is no longer there.
No, I'm passionate. Then that's why I'm in trouble. And the passion cause me in trouble, you know. Because when the vice principal's sister, Mrs. Casey and Roe Watson, come and call me, say me look like say me dey on coke. I'm going to go at the staff meeting and I said to them, say, because who no passion done, when you don't see people with passion, you don't consider they look like they on coke. Because you don't have no drive to go nowhere. First and foremost, we not even know how she become arts coach. Because when she went to CTC, her early childhood training she do. She must do a master's or whatever. But okay, you have the training in early childhood. Go down and start, go down a room, which is our farm class. But teach them how to learn the sight words them. Teach them. It can't be that penny come to school from September until August. And they haven't been stimulated enough for there to be some improvement in their reading.
So you said it, even when you get the right salary, it's still not enough.
209,000 I can do. You talk to me as a big woman.
$209,000 for the month.
Yes, because I'm placed at, I think, the second point on the scale. Because through them change up the system now. The old system, I would have placed further on the scale. But I'm placed at, I think, the second point on the scale. Based on their calculation. I don't know how they determine where to put people, but if it's not the second, it's a third point. So it's presently, since the increase, my salary for the year would have been 3 point something mil. 3 point little mil. As I said, I go to school, go collect little money because I'm passionate. And even after I gave them my letter of resignation, I thought about the students so much and I said, Phil, who is going to be there to look after these students? One of the things that get me upset, is that I have some students in 7E who are fire when it comes to the maths. There's this little boy named Jamar Wright. He's a track and field athlete. And him try hard. I don't have no problem with that opinion in my class, none at all. In the work, I mean, him challenge question and then do it. And the same kind of question that I give to the top stream is the same kind of question I give to 7E students when it comes to mathematics. Because the barrier for the students is the reading. So I go through and I read with them and they have to read with me because I teach reading in the content area. So if I'm going to go on area, my students have to pronounce the word area and everybody have to pronounce the word area and know that the topic that we're doing is area. If I'm doing Pythagoras theorem, everybody in the class have to say Pythagoras theorem. And when them tongue start to twist up, I say put your tongue between your teeth and say theorem. And then that part of me and then get it. Because the first order of business is for me to help my students to understand the key terms in whatever topic that I'm teaching, so that when they go into exam, these words does not become a barrier to them. So I teach reading in my content area. Last year, I believe, they called in this woman from ministry and some other person from ministry to say that they do not know how to teach the students that they get at Sydney Pagan STEM Academy. And one of the lady point was to teach reading in their content area. And everybody have a squabble and a wobble to say that it is impossible. It is a reading specialist that should come and teach reading. Yet the school have reading specialists employed who are called apps coach, who should be going to the students' class and they are not going to lessons. Where them I get paid for. And they pay bigger than for me. And me watch it too. Cause me I go to school, go do work, and you're pay bigger than for me. And when you're ready, you jump in and you drive out, and you jump in and you drive out.
You know what I want to do, though? So, how you gonna get paid at the end of this month?
So, the principal words. Whenever in the office, when the conversation was had, I was outside. So the conversation was held between my sister, my brother, the psychiatrist, and the principal. The psychiatrist stated that the principal said, I, along with the other teachers, will receive our full salary along with any money that was owed to us.
So you have money now?
Let me forget it from $100 in my account.
What you say?
So me have $5,000 cash, but $100 in my JN account. I'm not laughing, it's serious. Let me forget it from.
We can't make Miss Hunter left without no gear or something tonight.
Andre, this is serious.
No,
when they say some teachers their school I go home with $38,000 a month after deductions. And I don't have no deductions that come out of my salary. Oh, one thing I must point out, the bursar have been paying people at school money that they're not supposed to get for almost 2 years.
What you mean?
Something called remote pay. When I went there, I get it. As a matter of fact, my first 2 months, it was placed on my salary as seniority. According to her, someone ticked the wrong boxes. And for 2 years, no one realized that the wrong boxes were being ticked. And these people went home with this money. So I was getting 18,000 odd because I was being paid pre-trained. However, the full amount at that time was 37,000. And the new amount is about 41,000. But it depends on where you're at. Other people money differ. Not only that, this remote money wasn't even being taxed. And they catch up on this themselves. And in March, they put a little note in the envelope that they give us with our pay slip to say that they weren't taxing the money and they catch up on themselves and they have decided to tax it for that month. And I think the previous month. So all the months before, that money never did been taxed.
May I go run a little admin? Put up the Cash App information for me now, please. Come on, students. We can't make Miss Hunter be in this position no longer. Let us put up the information. If there's anybody who wants to support, may I ask you to support Miss Hunter tonight? Miss Hunter going to see she'll start crying. This not look good
Don't
for
be
you.
like cry, sweat me wipe off of my face.
Oh, sweaty, all right. I am asking tonight.
Yeah, brother.
See their students. See the Cash App information there. May I ask you to reach out to help her? I think there is an issue with the Zelle. Hold a second. Let me confirm. It's just the Cash App. Just the Cash App. That is really okay, Sandra, no problem. I'm asking you all tonight, students, a 7,000 other way there. If 100 away, send $20 to the Cash App, it can go a meaningful way to her. You hear what I'm saying to you? You all students, reach out to me. Reach out to me. I'll send command students. This not I think not teacher deserve this with Wagwan. You hear what she say? So I'm asking you all students, come send a message to me. She spent her 2 hours here explaining all that she has been going through at the school. No, the Zelle is not working. So I'm asking you all tonight, students, to work with me. Work with me and let us help out. A 7,000 are we there tonight. 50 to 100 of us can just give $120 tonight. All right, simply. Come on, students. Make us see what we can do for Miss Hunter tonight. She's going through a lot. Students who now go help, yeah. The name on the account, the Cash App is Tamar, yeah. What is your JN account WhatsApp me your JN account information. You hear?
Mm-hmm.
Send me a JN account information. Yes, students, we have to see what we can do for help Miss Hunter tonight. Yes. The name on the Cash App is T. Lilburn. You know, we see the T. Lilburn. All right, students. She's sending me the information for the JN account. Yeah, man, we need to see what we can do to help her. No, the Zelle is not working. It is just the Cash App that is working. I'm getting the information. Producers see the information here for her JN account. See it there? Yes, Courtney Walker, that is the correct name that you see. Producer sent you the information to put up for her JN account. Thank you. Thank you, Miramar. Thank you. Thank you, Nicola. Come on, students. Thank you, Selector. Come on, students. There's a local account that is coming up in it. So I want to give you all the information. Yes, God, you are great. That name is Tamara Lilburn. That's correct for the Cash App. We are do something for her. Every mickle make a muckle tonight. See the producer, you sure that information there, right? 100. Is that information right, Miss Hunter, that we put up on the screen?
Yes, it is.
See the
Tell him
information.
to just put a space between the R and the 1 so that it's clear that the number is 10331232.
Come on, students. May I ask you if you work with me tonight? Producer, put up back that information the correct and space the one different from anybody in Jamaica who wants to send her.
Oh, and it's a JN.
It's a
Tell
Jamaican
him to put
national
JN
account.
bank. Yeah, it's JN.
Thank you, Sharon. Students are sending the support. It's a Jamaican national account. There's no Zelle at this time. The only thing that is working is the Cash App. So I'm asking you all, if you can support. All right. Thank you, Clover. The Zelle is not working at this time. I'm asking you all to support via the Cash App, to give her the support, so that we'll do this today, and if we can continue tomorrow, so by Saturday she can get the support. We can't make students, this is serious matter happening, you know, where she's going through the trauma of not being able to be financially independent. And to know she had to go to that extreme to say to them she using the foul and something. It's a lot of pressure the teacher under.
And the thing, Andre, is the I don't care attitude that you get. And I think that is what pushed me to greater extent, because I'm coming to you, you're walking off. May I talk to you about a matter, you're walking off. I come to you about a matter, you're telling me not yet, but you're still talking to other people that just come. We sit down, you say we must go and sit down and wait on you. We sit down and wait on you up until now you come. And when the person, the assistant come back about an hour after, I asked her, say, is the principal still not in his office? And she said, yes, he is. And I said, can you ask him if I can come and see him now? When we got in her office, when she said, yes, he's there, he said, you must come because he was waiting on you. When I went into his office, this teacher come with one matter, that teacher come with one matter, this guidance counselor come, and there's no cut off point. Just deal with one matter at a time. And then when I try to reach out to you, it doesn't matter how I try to reach out to you, you're not responding. I give you a letter, you did not respond. You haven't reached out to say anything. You haven't called, you haven't responded. So I am just here sitting in limbo, not knowing what is happening. So the biggest issue that I had was communication.
The name of the bank is called Jamaica. Producer, why taking so long to change that thing? Hold a second, let me do it. Hold on, me I do what needs to be done.
And Andre, for future reference, like, is this the way you treat someone who acts out a character? And when does a person acting out a character? Because I ask them,
Yes.
if when a man take up a gun and go kill somebody, does that mean they're mad? So when a person acts out a character, this is not their norm, and they get upset, and they get upset to the point that I was upset.
Yeah, I understand.
When do you how do you define that the person is mad?
Mm.
And I would like to see the psychological certificate or the psychiatrist certificate that Mr. Miller has that gave him the authority to go to the media and said that Miss Hunter is having a mental breakdown.
Mm.
Along with the other teachers and your passes.
I really
I'm a
feel
proud
like,
whistleblower. And everybody have been coupling up and talking about it, but no one would take action. I did this for my students. No, I do it for my money. And since whenever they get my money, I became a whistleblower. So the truth of the matter is, I would have been just like the others over there, to be honest, because that's the environment that I went into. And they say when you go a Caesar, you do what Caesar do. And I try to do what Caesar do. I would have called parents aside, and a lot of parents can tell you that Miss Hunter have taken them aside, have privately have a conversation with them and let them know this is not the best environment for your child on whatever basis that is needed. Because at the end of the day, I cannot say it openly because I would become the black sheep that I am now.
A big sound up a big tune. Ja holy Emmanuel I boy. Ja Gideon I'm a Gideon. The Gideon I'm a Gideon. The Gideon I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go bustin' out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go bustin' out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know want no devil philosophy. Not tentacle for man's skin is of no more significant well to the color of his eye. Remember all the war done in 1935.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.